the seeds are forever. You know, the genetics are forever. When we just threw the Gasco in there and it just blew. The sky's the limit with this shit.
No, we want to be known to be what we are, and that's badass growers that grow some of the best fucking weed in the world.
And the seeds for Gasco.
We're only smoking on Gasco. You see
California, make some motherfucking noise.
Gasco really got started. I mean, basically before there was Gasco, it was TVSB, it was the Vault Seed Bank. It was always circled around the Vault Seed Bank. The genetics, every single signature strain from Gasco is from the Vault Seed Bank. Me and my partner, you know, we had talked and said, hey, you know, we need to collaborate. And the Vault Seed Bank was strictly seeds, so we needed a flower side, so we created Gasco.
How you doing? I'm D. I handle all the sales, all the marketing for the brand. Of course, me and J-Rock. It's a collaborative effort.
I mean, an AMG, man. You know, sometimes you gotta ride a little dirty. Yeah, we got some packs in the back. I'm not tripping though. Not tripping until you get pulled over. But you know what? I mean, cops don't even care about cannabis anymore. I mean, I got pulled over in LA after shooting a video with a Ha Davis, and fucking, I think we had like 3 or 4 pounds in the trunk. I had a money counting machine in the trunk, and I was fucking high as shit too. And you know, the cop, he just pulled out the packs. He's like, yeah, it looks like personal use to me. That was 4 fucking pounds, bro. Like, yeah, bro, like I'm just gonna burn through 4 fucking pounds in my head. Like, I don't know, motherfucker thought I was Snoop Dogg or some shit. Yeah, dude, gave me my packs back, fucking gang unit, you know, and sent me on my way. The guy even shook my hand. He's like, have a nice day. I'm like, what?
And I think it's getting out there. I mean, I'd say close to half of the 50 states are recreational now, so it's just a matter of time before it goes fully legal federally.
It will be federally legal, I think, within the next couple of years.
A lot of these people, they're a lot older, and so their perception of marijuana has always been, oh my God, you know, it's a drug, it's gonna turn you into, you know, some erratic maniac, or, you know, you're not gonna be able to control yourself, to whatever it is.
Hey man, check this out.
Cool. Is it loaded?
Nah.
You gotta have round-the-clock security. I mean, we had one of our grows broken into before.
One of our spots, New Year's Eve, the countdown was going 3, 2, 1. Oh, hey, Happy New Year. And I just happened to look at my phone on the cameras, and we were drying product at that time. And I just saw one of our rooms was completely ransacked, like we had gotten robbed.
We have to have round-the-clock security on stuff like that, so that's an expense, a monthly expense that we have to take care of.
Other times we had dispensaries, cops are outside with the AR-15s, they have their big SWAT truck and stuff like that, you know.
I'll do nothing.
Everybody come out with your hands up, you know, we got a search warrant.
Police Department search warrant entry.
So, I mean, we've been through it. And I feel like a lot of people pre-Prop 64 have been through it. That's why we strongly want to help a lot of the people that were in it prior to legalization.
All right, so what we got going on today is we're headed to the grow. We got a few transplants to knock out. We're gonna show you guys the whole process, start to finish here. We have some beanling transplants we're doing, as well as some clones, some of our signature strains. And we're gonna just kind of walk you guys through the entire process here, all the way start to finish. Hopefully it's an educational experience for beginners and hopefully maybe some advanced growers. You know, we'll see.
Here at Gasco, we focus on exotic strains We like to do our own breeding. A lot of people, what they would do is they'd buy pounds, rename it, sell it as that. When they run out, they buy more and do that. For us, you know, we create these strains that are one of one, you know, true exotic strains, where once we're sold out until our next harvest.
We're pretty much looking at the next signature strains, the future of the strains going into Gasco for maybe, you know, the next 1-2 years of just hot shit. And we're going to constantly be coming up with new hot shit all the time. We want to get it to the pace where you can't even keep up with the fire that we're putting out. So we want to just be so on top of it and so consistent with it that it's just boom, boom, hit after hit after hit. And we're just running with everything we got that only we have.
Look what they done, man. They put some gas on the plate, you feel me? No high school weed, you know what I'm saying? Pure medicine, you feel what I'm talking about? Look at that. Look at that shit, man. That's real gas.
Gasco had such a strong foundation going in to push it with the genetics and just the R&D that went behind it. That's what made Gasco so successful.
We try to have something that checks every single box, and you know, it's a lot of work, but we love what we do, and that's why we do what we do.
Here we are at the club, and this is where we got the world's finest cannabis products. So Gasco was founded in 2017 when we won the Tommy Chong's Blazers Cup, and Tommy Chong said, hey, you guys got the best weed on the market. We came into the Tommy Chong's Blazers Cup, collaborated with Gasco and the Vault Seed Bank. We took first place for our Gelato 33. We won Kush Stock and we won Dabathon, first place. 2 first place in Dabathon, first and second in Kush Stock. We went with the Gelato 33, and we started crossing the Gelato 33 where we created the Yuck Mouth Culato. And this is a strain we've collaborated with Yuck Mouth. And this was when we linked up with them. We sat down at the Tommy Chong's Blazers Cup and I said, hey, you know, we can make this your strain. And he's like, let's do it. I mean, it's phenomenal smoke. Gelato 33, across the face on fire, across the cookies. And boom, we just ran with it. It took a little while to get it going. It took us about 6 months.
And I feel like it was a good match. You know, I feel like he's also a pioneer in the weed industry, kind of making it more mainstream. So it made sense for us to work with someone like Yuck Mouth to do a strain. You know, we also work with DEMRICK, who's big in the cannabis industry, great rapper. You know, he also works with Be Real. It's a small industry where everyone kind of knows each other.
One of our newest strains, actually our very, very newest strain, is the 42 Hellcat. And that's this bad boy right here, 42 Hellcat, and this is just pure fire, heavy indica, just dumb fire. Game over. We've come a long way, and as you can see, we just keep progressing and progressing with our genetics.
We run the genetics, meaning we flower them all. We make sure we check to see if there's any hermaphroditic traits in them. If there's any, sometimes it's hit and miss. You could cross 2 great strains and then the offspring is just garbage. I mean, we're selling packs for $300 a pack of seeds, dude. We need to make sure that people are buying fucking fire-ass genetics. You know, I don't want to be at some event later on down the road and fuck, dude, I spent $300 on a 13-pack of seeds. Your genetics were shit. You know, I'm never gonna deal with that because we do the R&D ourselves. We run it, we make sure it's fire before we even put it out. We're looking at multiple different things. We're looking at appearance. Does it hit all the criteria? Does it have the frost?
It looks super frosty and the nose is great.
Does it meet the color? Does it meet the structure, the nose, the taste, the hit?
And that's kind of what we look for, is something that checks all the boxes.
All those things come as a factor when we choose which one we're gonna run with. And that's why we run so many at a single time, because realistically, we're only gonna keep one of those. That's what makes Gasco so successful, is that we're running so many and only choosing one.
Yo, man, we are at the Gasco compound, and my goal for this segment is to show you the making of a strain from start to very finish through phenos that we've bred, phenos that we liked through crossbreeding and natural selection. We got a lot of strains here, a lot of seedlings we're running. You know, we have like the apple fritter crossed with the yuckmouth culotta. We got the ice cream cake crossed with the yuckmouth culotta. 42 Hellcat crossed with the yuckmouth culotta. Those are gonna be a good one. That's all these yellow ones right here. And right here we got the biscotti crossed with the yuckmouth culotta. It's just crazy gelato terps combined with that chemically gas of the biscotti here. And this one, you know, if I took a cut of this and then you saw the cut of the biscotti, the structure is very similar to the biscotti on this particular one right here. Where this one is quite a bit different. Like I was saying with the brothers and the sisters thing, every brother and sister is different. So each plant is unique, and it is very important that we keep cuts of every single one here, because you don't know which one's gonna be the elite. You don't know which one's gonna be the superstar. You don't know which one's gonna be your all-star. But I guarantee everything here will be fire. And that's what separates us from everyone else, is we put in the R&D to find that fire. So what you're looking at is probably going to be the newest strains on the Gasco shelves right here. You're seeing it in live form right now, the strain selection, the pheno selection. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, so what we're doing is filling up this tub of nutrient feed. Now's the time when we're gonna do our transplants. Now what I like to do is I like to soak the 6-inch cube. What it does is it gets the water evenly distributed through the entire cube. This way there's no dry spots or spots that are more wet than others. If you have dry spots in the cube, then the roots from the fresh cuttings, they're not gonna branch out to those dry areas. They're only gonna want to go where the moisture goes. So by doing this, you don't have to water your plants for another 10 days. I could go on a vacation and come back, and I know in 10 days, all those plants are still gonna be good. They're gonna be bigger. I might have to start watering after then, but it's only about every 3 days until every other day, until maybe a week and a half later, where they're gonna be being fed every single day, because they're gonna be big and they're gonna be wanting to feed. And that's where we'll plug in these drip lines here, where they'll be automatically fed through the drip lines, through different intervals throughout the day. First thing you need to do is, this is the first time we've ever even added these nutrients to it. So what we need to do is test how much of this formula we need to put in there, starting with the balance and the cleanse to the core. The feeding tank is pumped out through here and into the grow room, where it waters your entire garden. All right, so now we're pulling into the collective right here. Hopefully our guys are done with knocking out all those transplants. You know, hopefully we see a sea of green. So we're gonna have 7 new signature strains here. So this one's a big deal. The team over here, they're taking cuts off of every pheno, every seedling. What they're doing is they're taking 5 cuts off each pheno per strain. If you notice how he's doing it, he's taking the stake and he's putting the stake of the strain of whatever it's numbered, and he's putting it in the cup. This way he doesn't make a mistake when he's putting the clone in. And that way we don't make the mistake of putting the wrong strain in the wrong row, and then we find the keeper, and then we run it, and we actually ran the wrong one. So it's super important that we label everything too, because you know, if it gets mixed up, if you're putting these clones in labels, say biscotti crossed with yuck number 1, and it was actually number 2, and then the whole line's fucked up after that.
You have to be so precise. You got to be so on top of it.
And this is pretty much the most important job of what we are doing right now. Why are we here doing it? This is the reason.
We're pretty much flipping tomorrow, which means we're flipping it to 12 on 12, which induces flowering. We're gonna go through it today and see what males we might have missed, which I guarantee there's gonna be a couple. Even 10 days in, I bet you I'll find a male that I missed, because I'm not perfect. I could try to get as many as I can out of there, but I guarantee I'm gonna miss one. And I know that as a fact, but just getting it out of there before it has a chance to do the damage that's what I mean talking about being on top of it. You have to be on top of it.
Doing a last minute checkup because tomorrow we flip these, we induce flowering. I'm gonna check to make sure there's not any visible males left in here prior to going into flower. Sometimes you gotta get deep in there, real deep, balls deep.
If there's a hermaphrodite in the room, that's enough to pollinate the whole room. Where a hermaphrodite means it has male traits, male and female traits, but it has those male traits, it's gonna pollinate the entire room and the whole room will seed out, we will lose the whole crop. So we have to stay on top of it, especially the first 3 to 4 weeks going in, because those hermaphrodite traits can pop up at any time.
And some you just can't tell yet, because they might be a little too small, they're not mature enough, but I try to get as many as I possibly can. We just get them out of there before they have a chance to ever do any real damage. Now, most of them are females because I already pulled out all the males. And the reason why there's still males left behind is because they weren't showing their traits yet. That's why it's so important to go in here once a week and run through them all. So as you can see here, we did a double net scrog net. The idea with this is that you want to do a double row, and this way when the plants get too tall, they're not falling over, they're not laying down on top of each other, because if your plants get too tall, they start laying on top of each other, you're gonna lose your yield. So the idea with this is you're able to train your plants through the net to get the best possible light penetration, footprint, and the most yield per square inch. That's why I like this, because it's simple. I feel it's the most effective way that I've ever worked with, so this is the method that I choose. But everybody's different. Tomato, tomato, you know?
It's J-Rock, the fucking master breeder grower, mother.
I'll reach out to a lot of maybe influencers or celebrities or, you know, even other brands that we can collab with. You know, we have collab with Be Real from Cypress Hill, Dr. Green Thumb, they're huge, and we grew up listening to them as well. So it's pretty awesome working with people that we've seen from the past, true pioneers in the cannabis industry that fuck with us, you know, because they like what we're doing, and I feel like it's a mutual respect as well that we have for each other.
But dude, just a gang of celebrities, bro. I mean, it's almost like a celebrity fucking brand, you know? And it's not like I ever anticipated that to happen. It kind of just did. On top of that, I mean, just musical artists that we're working with, when we were creating Sick With Its album, everybody that came to the studio, Crooked Eye and, you know, Lazy Bone.
We got Lazy right here showing nothing but love for the gas company.
Bone Thugs and Yuck Mouth, DEMRICK and Blueface. All these are like just us being at shows, you know, backstage and just hanging out, bro, you know what I mean? And blessing up the artists. We were chopping up with Big Piercy, and Big Piercy was gonna take us in, you know, Snoop Dogg's dressing room. Oh shit, all right, real quick. In there, everybody was Snoop, dude, and you just feel that love and that family. And I mean, you just feel it. You feel that energy. And it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg fucking loved our shit, bro. He was just like, wow, like, wow. That's all he could say. Snoop Dogg's that's a real motherfucker, you know? He still stays down to earth, bro. He's good with his kids, he coaches football. He's just one of those people, man. You know, he's a good dude.